They have a new version of Democrats are going to replace Biden. You might remember that for a while now, it's been Michelle Obama. I remember when I was on a trip last summer and I recorded a show remotely, and we talked about why do they keep talking about Michelle Obama is going to replace Biden? Michelle Obama has been very clear that she doesn't want to be president. And that was a year ago. It's been now a year. Joe Biden is the presumptive nominee. He did extraordinarily well in what was not really even a real primary because there was no serious challenge to Joe Biden. And he is going to be crowned the Democratic nominee at the DNC in August. So they've stuck with Michelle Obama, but they are also now slowly shifting to a different one, which is Hillary. Yes, Hillary Clinton. Hillary Clinton, the 2016 Democratic presidential candidate, who has made absolutely zero indication that she is even considering or thinking about ever running for president again. Never mind the idea that she would be swapped in sometime over the next 7 weeks between now and the DNC. Here is Jesse Waters speaking to Jeanine Pirro yesterday on Fox News. And he goes, now they are talking about swapping in Hillary.
That only fires up the hyper partisans on the left. I saw a poll the other day, the expectations for Joe Biden, half the country, Judge, thinks the man's going to wander the wrong way off the debate stage. That's how low. I shouldn't even say that because it's already too low. But you now have a poll out in Iowa. Donald Trump is beating Joe Biden by 18 points.
Iowa.
What does that mean for Michigan, Wisconsin? This thing looks bad. And now they're talking about swapping Hillary in if he bombs in this debate.
Well, you know what, Harold, nobody wants to see the president fail, but the whole idea that, they're out there saying this election is not about age, Joe and the other guy are.
That only fires up the hyper-partisan.
So they say they are now talking about swapping in Hillary. No one is talking about swapping in Hillary. We haven't heard it anywhere. There is zero conversation happening about swapping in Hillary Clinton for Joe Biden. And of course, it used to be that everybody said it was going to be Michelle Obama. Now they're saying Hillary. Quite frankly, I don't know why it makes a difference. The real story would be Biden being swapped. I don't know why it even matters whether it's Hillary or Michelle Obama. But the reason that now they're floating Hillary is there's a very clear, real underlying intent here. And it's to undermine Biden's candidacy by creating uncertainty. Although in particular, it doesn't really matter whether it would be Michelle Obama or Hillary Clinton. The big story would be, the guy who is president said, I'm running for re-election, won all the primaries to the extent that there was a primary, even though there really wasn't. But even when he wasn't on the ballot and there were write-ins, he still overwhelmingly won. The idea is shift the baseless rumors, create chaos, create uncertainty, and underlying all of it, wanting to destabilize the current administration, destabilize the political system, take it apart, as they say, we're going to dismantle the administrative state. Underlying all of this is a desire for the president to fail. Jeanine Pirro there said, it's not that, we don't root for the president to fail. That's exactly what they're doing. Later, I'm going to have an example of how they are actually rooting for a terror attack as well. Some of these folks, Sean Hannity, Lara Trump, they have calculated if there were to be a terror attack that we could plausibly pin on Biden, we might be able to use that to simply defeat him in November. I actually don't know that that would work. We'll talk about that later. But they do want to see the president fail, and they do want to see the country fail. And by the way, they regularly say that the country sucks now. It's not a great country. Old Republicans, and by old, I'm only talking about 16, 18, 20 years ago and before that, they never went as far as to say the country is bad. The country is not great. The country sucks. They would say, this is the best country, period. We could use better leadership. I have a better vision. Now it's different. It's the country is a disaster. We're not great anymore. This is not a great country under Biden. It would be great again if you voted for me. That's also a change to the Republican rhetoric, where now they are willing to openly say this country sucks, even though it'll get fixed right away if you elect me. So, of course, there is no evidence at all that anyone is talking about Hillary Clinton. If you've seen her recent public appearances, by the way, there is not even a drop of suggestion in her that she is even positioning herself to be considered as someone to replace Joe Biden. And quite literally, unless Biden is completely incapacitated, which is the same standard, by the way, with Trump. Unless Trump is completely incapacitated, these two are going to be the nominees. So we're going to take a very quick break. After the break, an extraordinary news story that I want to discuss regarding Donald Trump completely forgetting an hour interview that he did. Makes no sense, extraordinarily concerning. Make sure that you're subscribed to the YouTube channel. We will hear from a sponsor or two and be right back. I think one of the most interesting recent developments in medicine is our new understanding of how metabolism impacts aspects of our health. And that's why I love our sponsor, Lumen. Lumen's the world's first handheld metabolic coach. Quite simply, it's just a device that measures your metabolism through your breath. And on the app, it'll tell you if you're burning fat or carbs. And on that basis, it'll give you tailored guidance with the goal of improving nutrition, workouts, sleep, even stress management. All you have to do is breathe into your Lumen first thing in the morning. You'll know what's going on with your metabolism, whether you're burning mostly fats or carbs. And then Lumen will give you a personalized nutrition plan for the day that's based on those particular measurements. Now, you can also breathe into it before or after workouts and meals, which gives you other sets of actionable insights. Your metabolism is like your body's engine. It's how your body turns food into fuel, and it keeps you going and feeling good. And Lumen will give you a better understanding of that. Go to lumen.me/Pacman to get 15% off your Lumen. The link is in the description.